Hello, this is Dr. Cleveland, and I am here with another episode of How to Learn Excel to Use Excel Better. And in this video, we're going to talk about filtering tables and freezing panes in a data set, and we're going to download a data set and then walk through some various steps. So the data set of interest is generated by the IRS Internal Revenue Service, the exempt organizations in the business master file, and this file has a lot of data about existing nonprofits based on their Form 990 tax returns. And one thing you want to do is to download the information sheet, which is a data dictionary, and then you're going to want to click on the state of interest. Here I'm looking at Wisconsin. You click on that and download the data. In the interest of time, I've already downloaded both of those documents. So looking at the data dictionary, one of the things that you'll see here is that each column is called a field. So they'll have the employee identification number, which is like a social security number for an organization, a company, and then it's got all these other fields of information about an organization, name, address, identifying information, and financial information, and what kind of business they're in. And this is a comma delimited file, so you have this last line item, which is called line feed. The blank field is not included in the comma. CSV is shorthand for a comma delimited file, and I'll show you in a moment what really that means. And this basically means that this is a carriage return, if you will, for when you get to the end of the line for each record. So each row is a record that represents the data for a single organization, and then the columns are the fields of information about that. So I've downloaded the data, and I've already, when it downloads, it only downloads EO_WI. I've added the date just because I think it's good to know when you downloaded the data. And you always want to save an original copy of the data so that if you ever have to go back, you can get the data that you can find the data that you needed. And see, this downloaded as a comma delimited file, and what I want to do is I'm going to save it as an Excel workbook, because by doing that, it then enables me to use more of the features of Excel and save them properly when I save the file. We've got the data downloaded. You can see here are all the different field titles at the top, and then each row here, as we go down, each row is a separate organization. So what I'm going to do here, because I want to be able to see what I'm doing within the data, I'm going to click into columns or cell C3, because I want to freeze the data that's in the top row, and then I want to freeze both the EIN and the name of the organization so I know what I'm looking at as I'm scrolling through the data. And then I'm going to click on the View tab, and I'm going to click on the Freeze Panes, and then I'm going to click Freeze Panes. And now you see, as I move through the data, the field headings stay visible, so I'll know which field I'm looking at. And then as I scroll left to right, the name of the organization stays visible to me. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to create a data table. And what this allows you to do is allows you to sort. So I click on the Data tab, and then I click on Filter, and you see these little down carrots, and these allow you to sort within the data. And I'm going to look for, in the deductibility, I'm looking at 501c3s. I don't care about the other deductibility. Nope, that's not the right field. That's because I scrolled over too far. The subsection of the IRS code, and you can see here as you scroll down here that there's quite a few. There's a bunch of different subsections with the code. And I'm going to sort largest to smallest because I want to get rid of everything but threes, because I'm going to be doing a lot of sorting and counting, and I just want to get rid of the threes. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to delete the ones and the twos, and then I know that there's a lot of threes, so I'm going to hit Control F, and I want to find the next four in this column, because that would be the next down, it's already sorted. I go find next. Look, I get to 4. These are all the 3s. And I can just, I did Control Shift and then the down arrow to highlight everything that I don't want. And then I'm going to delete those rows just to get rid of them, so I'm done with it. Usually I might cut those and paste them somewhere else in the data, but at this point I really don't care. I just want to have it gone. And then what you can do here is you can look at what's in this column, and now you're just left with 3s. So that's the quick and easier orientation to how you create a filtered table with the freezing panes.